Ladies and gentlemen, party people in the place to be. All you listeners, don't you know the time has come for you and me to understand the upcoming switch? So let us all wish the Holly Digital start a new era for the next 1,000 years. Let us switch for the good, not for the worse. 3, 2, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, party people in the place to be. All you listeners, don't you know the time has come for you and me to understand the upcoming switch? So let us all wish the Holly Digital start a new era for the next 1,000 years. Let us switch for the good, not for the worse. 3, 2, are you ready?
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mania World Cup 7 Key 2016. It is time for the semi-finals. I am Debbie and I'm joined with Halogen and Zach. How are you guys?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
I'm doing just fine.
Good to hear, good to hear.
Awesome matches incoming.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so first up we actually have Australia versus United States. This should definitely be a good one actually.
All of the matches we've got here are going to be really, really, really good here. And this particular matchup is a very important one because both of these teams are in the loser's bracket. So loser goes home and will not see another match in this tournament. Winner, however, will go on to do another loser's bracket matchup depending on how some things go on a little bit later today. So it's going to be awesome to see how things work.
Yeah, I'm looking at Sunday's schedule. It's like, I have no idea who's going to be playing who.
Many contingencies abound.
The possibilities are endless. Well, not endless, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah. I'm really excited. This is going to be a really good match. Two reasonably strong teams here facing one another.
Okay, so looking at this first one, Australia versus United States, what do you think about this outcome?
Oh,
the matchup.
Man, this is going to be awesome. I don't even know right now, based off of how these two teams showed. I wish I had a little bit more time to see how they did in the past, but these are both really solid teams. They both have decent accuracy against one another, and I know their skill sets are pretty close too, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm pretty sure it's leaning more in favor of the US, though.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So the map difficulty is quite a bit harder than last week. A lot of the maps this time around they're definitely pushier, so.
Yeah, and I'm not completely sure, but I remember last weekend, it looks like Australia might have struggled a little bit on some of the harder stuff.
I will have a quick check it out.
Hey, there's a pretty familiar song. Miracle Central X.
Actually, I believe there's a recently qualified map for this song.
What mode?
I believe it's a full standard map set.
Oh, I remember. This was something that was actually submitted a while ago. With regards to the standard set, I think it was back in like mid 2014.
And I believe it was mapped by RLC.
Yeah, old school coming into.
But we'll have to see what this is like on Mania, since I don't believe that set has any Mania difficulties.
Machine gun. Well, it looks like before we get this warm-up going, there's actually going to be a quick sub. We're going to lose Blocko, and we're going to see Nivrad. Hello, hello.
It's just bubbled, by the way, Zach.
It was qualified, at least. And then apparently something went wrong.
Yeah, they got qualified 3 days ago, yeah.
Isn't that usual, though? It's just like, oh, qualified. No, not today. Players asking, why are there so many stars? They're fake stars. Guessing this is impertinence to the difficulty, which we'll see in a little while once they actually go through with the song here.
I'm going to enjoy this. It's even the players are like, why are there too many stars? And this is gonna...
Oh, God!
Okay, wow.
Oh, man, I really hope those are fake stars. Oh, my.
Should we have a lovely audience learn about the star rating for this map, or should we just leave them in the dark and let them enjoy what's about to follow?
We'll just drop a subtle hint here. The beat map listing can't properly show the number of stars, so we'll leave it at that. Oh, man. I am terrified.
Yeah, I think this was uploaded just for today. This was uploaded like 3 days ago by Senkansuki, so...
Those SVs are quite nice, but I always get a kick out of those.
Yes, but you enjoy them, so...
Oh man.
Are you ready? Machine gun.
Oh god! Jin Jin goes and fails almost immediately.
Yeah, it looks pretty brutal. Oh my.
US team has all
yep.
failed.
Okay then.
Well, that was over very quickly.
Next.
Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. Time to move on. Never happened.
Okay, so, since it's over, we didn't get to the whole thing. That was actually a 12-star map.
I love the U.S. team. You know what? Both France and the U.S. team get props because France picked Italian crack job last week as a warm-up, and this time we're going to actually get to see Freiser Ikonica, which we didn't get to see at all during the quarterfinals.
I think Logtab's onto that as well.
I'm really happy. Those of you guys who missed the Map 4 showcase will get to see why this map was banned so much, and it's such a shame because it takes a lot of skill, and it's very rewarding to be able to do a map like this.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to see it last weekend.
Yeah, same here. I can't say it's not understandable, but with such risk comes huge reward. And I mean, any instance that this map wasn't banned could have been any team's opportunity to capitalize. But you know what? At least we get to see it here. And Gakito's playing it on Flashlight. That is gross.
Oh boy.
It's always fun watching Flashlight.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, Flashlight's impressive enough to watch as it is, but to do it on a map with this many SVs, oof.
Yes. I'm starting to see why this was banned a bit.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of memorization. Not so much memorizing the chart, but rather just remembering everything. You don't really have to, expect things because of really high SVs or anything. It just takes a lot of mental capacity to perform this chart properly.
I don't think you have to remember everything, just where it changed, where the SVs change.
Yeah, that's it. You just have to basically make a bunch of mental notes in terms of combo or, song progress even. Breaks across the board except for Nivred, who's just perfectly comfortable in their element.
I kind of miss the screaming.
Igor maps are always so interesting.
Song-wise and map-wise, almost all the time. Man, Nivred's obviously got this map down to a science. Look at that score compared to everybody else. My initial thought when seeing this is like, oh right, it's an SV map. Nivred must have mapped this. And then I go and look and it's actually Adka, so props to Nivred for being really, really strong in an SV chart that's, obviously not his own. Wow, that was
Okay, cool.
awesome performance by Nivred.
I didn't want to curse him.
You didn't want to curse him. You didn't want to be
No.
blame deadbeat.
I didn't
That
want to be
was
like, oh
quite
my
the combo.
god, look at that 2005. Oh, he missed. Sorry.
That was sick.
Quite
Really,
a different
really cool.
turnout from the first warm-up.
It's nice. We got to see the map very well presented. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. You get a full combo from somebody showing off an SV map like that. That's great for everybody spectating. And it looks like the United States won the roll there. I didn't see what the values were, though.
Uh, 34 to 23.
All right, first ban is going to be Koisaku Mirai. What's the other one? And Phantom Ensemble. United States team showing some slight disdain to those bans, but they get two of their own, so let's see how they respond against those two picks. Both of those picks are semi-oriented around long notes. And we're seeing the United States team banning Garyu Tensei and Crow Solace.
You expected many of those bans? Or all of them?
I'm sorry?
Did you expect any of those bans? Or, all of them?
I can definitely understand, and I'm actually waiting to see Crow Solace potentially be a popular ban pick just because of how fast you need to be. Garyu Tensei, I wasn't too sure about as a ban. It's hard for me as a player to really see how those patterns are. They look very rigid, but I honestly couldn't say on my own how they actually play. The other two bans on the Australia side, I could definitely understand. They actually seem to be having some issues with long notes in previous rounds, and both of the bans that they picked this time were a bit more centered around that. You get to see Sylveon back into the United States team as the United States goes and picks up Holland 7K Extreme to open out this match.
Yeah, I actually missed a lot of the, all of the showcase last weekend, so it'll be definitely good to see the next. I have no idea what to expect.
This is a pretty good pick by the United States team. Definitely, it's probably one of the easier maps in this pool overall, but bit of a chord stream tester here, so there's some tricky stuff. And then actually one of the notes listed here is, and I kind of remember this from playing this song back in the 4-key World Cup, but this map also has the jacks at the end of it, just like the 4-key map does. So that's going to be a little bit of a balance issue there. Yeah, getting a little bit of a taste of the chord streams here, and we're getting to the first chorus with the United States holding a very slight lead, just under 10,000 points as we get going here.
But it doesn't look like we had the first miss on the board coming from a focus from the Australian team.
Yeah, and that's a rough start to have. Apaka Zombie dropping again, but Jinjin also trading a drop here, a couple of drops actually. And look, we've got our one-on-one matchup showing up already. San Kensuke versus Sylveon within 0.1% of one another. Nivrad slipping a little bit, about 0.2% behind Alkaline, but Apaka Zombie is absolutely dragging behind.
It did look like we have a few misses as well, because Sankansuki and Nivrad also missed there. So it's just Alkaline and Sylveon with the full combo still remaining.
Yeah, we're getting to the more aggressive chord streams here, and Sylveon's not faltering at all. 99.95 coming into the last third of the song here, and that lead is growing massively.
Well, Alkaline and Sylveon both held on pretty long, but that full combo was not to be.
Unfortunately not, but look at the lead growing here. 150,000 plus points by the United States, and they are just charging ahead here.
Yeah, that's going to be a first point going the way of the United States.
Yeah, really well done. Actually, some pretty impressive percentages around the board here. Everybody getting an S rank. Apaka Zombie just barely scraping that S, but everybody having a respectable performance there. Sylveon MVP with a 99.51, only 4 combo breaks and really good accuracy compared to everybody else on the board. Only 280 300s. See, this is an interesting situation here because Australia in a couple of the matches had a little bit of an accuracy advantage with Alkaline performing rather well, but up against the United States, they don't have that differential in accuracy that they were hoping. Silly's extremely strong, and Nivrad and Jinjin are performing about as well as Alkaline and Apaka Zombie, so they're holding up to the team pretty well in one-on-one matchups here, and they are going to go with Oceanus, it looks like.
Yeah, it does seem to be the case.
And we're getting a swap. We're losing Nivrad, and who's going to be coming in here?
This seems to be a pretty good pick for Australia.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more straightforward than the previous map. Not as much in the way of technicality. You know, we're not going to be having to deal with those nasty little jacks at the end like you do at Pollen here. But one thing is the song's a little bit longer. I'm talking more than double or almost double the length of the last one, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So.
Yeah, I think how this is the highest star rating than most of the maps, yet it's considered the consistent pick.
Yeah, it's probably just higher tempo, but it's matched with a decent amount of chord streaming here. I actually don't remember how fast this song is. I should take a quick peek at that. Ah, yeah, that would explain it. Song runs at about 100, or it runs at 196 beats a minute. So chord streams are going to be reasonably dense here. Ooh, Gekido off to a very rough start. United States winning the trade-off in terms of percentages here, but the lead is small, less than 10,000 points again, just like earlier on in the first map. Percentages are comparable between the two teams, with Gekido and Apaka Zombie being the lowest on each other's teams here.
Well, I mean, we're only a quarter of the way through the map, so I imagine the score will probably start to favor one side more than the other relatively soon.
See, that's the luxury of a consistency pick too. Is as straightforward as the maps are, if somebody just decides that they're going to start falling behind a little bit, you can't really guarantee that they're going to stay behind for long because of how the structure is. So the leads can fluctuate back and forth.
Well, not with Australia dropping on the Pocket Zombie and Alkaline. Yeah, Pocket Zombie really starting to struggle here, and since Suzuki also missing here, so this is going to give United States the break they needed.
Yeah, after that really rough start by Gakito, he seems to have found his bearings, building a very nice combo. Pocket Zombie still dropping consistently.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty close about like half a minute ago, and look at the score gap now.
Yeah, definitely growing here. I love these streams in particular. It's like there's a lot of one-handed symmetry here without the fourth lane, so it looks so dense, but it's deceivingly easy to actually combo, which is pretty nice for something like that. Yeah, we're hitting the last third of the map, and the United States have a very strong lead here and seem to be trucking right through.
Yes, despite actually a few misses from Sankansuki and Alkaline earlier on, they're still keeping up relatively well with Jinjin and Sylveon.
Yeah, the unfortunate reality, though, a Pocket Zombie falling behind, and despite Gakito being the worst on the team for the United States, say the worst, but performing the worst out of the three, the differential between a Pocket Zombie and Gakito is absolutely massive.
And yeah, that is going to be a second point for the United States here.
Yeah, 200,000 point margin, a little over that actually. Yet again, Sylveon, really strong performance, breaking the 99% mark, and 5 of these players bringing an S rank on that. That's pretty tough to handle.
Oh boy. I just saw what United States are going with next.
Oh, there was a pick put out there. I actually did not catch it.
Starlog.
Starlog. Ooh, that's a little bit tough on the
Nice.
long notes if I remember correctly.
Yep. Alkaline is picked up on that.
Oh wow, this is quite a long song.
How long are we talking here? Oh,
Almost.
just shy of 5 minutes, yeah.
Very long, definitely. All right, and off we go with the third map of this matchup here. United States up on Australia 2-0 with Starlog being the next pick. 4 minutes and 49 seconds, very long. Very cool long note placement here in some spots. Jinjin and Gakito off to a rough start, but then you go and look at Sylveon, who was holding a double S for all but just a little while there. Yeah, hitting the first course here, and Australia's got a very minuscule lead, but a lead nonetheless. Alkaline having a 99% along with San Kensuke. Only 199% on the United States team.
I mean, look at that score flicker. This is much closer than the other ones, but unfortunately, this one Focus Zombie is gonna break the score flicker.
Those long notes definitely testing the players on the releases here. Jinjin holding a great combo. Same with Kakito. Actually, all three of the United States players over 1,000 now. Ooh, and Alkaline getting tripped up on that reduced SV there. That hurt his accuracy quite a bit, actually.
Even there was a miss from Peter, but United States is still holding really strong here.
Yeah, Jinjin had a very rocky start, but look at him go now. Look at that combo.
Yeah, I mean, combo-wise he's doing really well. I mean, actually-wise he's still a little bit behind Semifinals, but it'll kind of balances out.
Yeah, like right at the moment, he's the lowest performer on the U.S. team, but compared to the best performer on Australia, he's not too far behind. And nearly blasted through those entire wall of long nodes. That was really, really impressive. San Kensuke and Apaka Zombie having a lot of trouble reading these lower SVs.
Yeah, that slowdown caught almost everybody off guard.
Yeah, I saw four different players drop there.
Actually, everybody but Selivion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, including that Jinjin, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, coming down to the last third of the map, and United States is a 130,000 point lead.
Oh my god, that combo.
Yeah, with Sylvion, what are you doing? Oh man.
I believe what he's doing is hitting everything. He's not missing.
That was just an absolutely ridiculous sequence of patterns. Long
Yeah, that
streams,
solo
jack,
is really
everything.
difficult.
There was nothing untouched, and Sylvion's like, yep, I don't care. Let's keep going. Oh, wow, what a miss, though.
Wow. Of course it had to be on the first section. Of course.
The nerves.
That cannot have felt good.
It always feels really bad when you like nail the really hard sections and then miss on the easy part. Every time.
Combo drops
Every time.
all over the place from everybody except Sylvion through those long notes.
Yeah, I think as we approach the end of the map here, this is going to look like a third point for the United States.
This map actually started pretty nice for both teams. I mean, it was actually reasonably close for a while, but Australia just not able to keep that consistency going all the way through the map. And the United States comes again with a very convincing win, 230,000 points almost. Wow, look at the Rainbow 300 count at Sylvion compared to everybody else. I mean, astronomically high.
That's kind of scary.
2,600 compared to the second highest, which was 2,100. I mean, when you're getting that kind of ratio above everybody else, it's going to speak volumes as to why your team is winning when the rest of your team is performing well on top of your good performance.
Not to mention he's the only person who didn't get a 50. And the only one who's in the 100, 200s.
I am not sure if that's an official pick, but it's seeming like Australia is going to go with Squartatrice.
No, looks like it's confirmed.
Or maybe?
Oh wait, no, that was Jinjin being the troll.
I'm not sure what's being picked here. I saw a pick for Squartatrice, but it seems like they're going with. Oh, I am not even going to try to pronounce that.
I'm trying to pronounce it in my head and I'm just not getting very far.
I tried pronouncing this during the map pool showcase. I very much apologized for whiffing on it pretty badly because I knew there wasn't any chance I was going to get that right. But you know what? I gave it my all, and that's all that counted.
The first part is Sumitai.
Just an interesting little fact about this particular map, even though it's not chosen as a tiebreaker, this map has the highest star rating out of everything in the pool, and that does include the tiebreaker as well. This sits at 6.7 stars. Definitely not a joke here.
I think I've got most of it except for the last word.
Huya Jiao? I have no idea.
It could be it. I think it's like Sumitai Mitsitsu no Hakasetachi no, and then I'm just gone. That last word just completely throwing me off.
Yeah, I hear you there. Really complicated patterning in this map. It's just a good mix of really uncomfortable long note and regular taps. Not comfortable even in slower sections. Getting some drops across the board from the Paka Zombie, Alkaline, and Nivred, just consistently dropping here, having a little bit of trouble sustaining combo.
If you says we approach halfway, it does look like most players are actually holding pretty well here. Jinjin and Sleepy on 98 and 99% respectively. That's actually really good. Senetsuki also holding a solid 98%.
After a bit of a rough start, Apaka Zombie was having some trouble, but going back and forth and building some decent combos here, everybody seems to be bringing it pretty well at the moment. Wow, that scale knocked 5 combos off just ridiculously fast and not a comfortable pattern here. Definitely understandable why players had some issues.
Dude, I'm really loving this. Like, if you look at the average score and then look at the Sylveons, it's about 200,000 above anyone else.
Yeah, the two leaders obviously are you know, who you would consider the scoring captains here. Sankensuki and Sylveon are just they're bringing it really hard here. They're definitely trying to bring their team to victory. They're way ahead of everybody else.
Well, it looks like all players are now struggling to hold any sort of combo.
Yeah, I can definitely understand. The patterning in these streams is just jarring and really, really difficult. You've got to have substantial control to handle that.
I wonder if this is ranked.
Regardless, though, that is a nice 200,000 point lead.
Yeah, and that's going to bring the match to 4-0 in favor of the United States, getting closer and closer to taking this match down and guaranteeing themselves into the second semifinal match, where they will face the winner between Japan and Indonesia to determine if they go to losers bracket finals.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning because I don't think we mentioned it earlier, but going forward, it's now best of 11, no longer best of 9.
Yes. 6 to win.
Yes, let's see what Australia decided to come back with here.
I was under the impression that was an Australia pick. Not sure.
Let's see what United States are going to pick here. I have to ask though, I've got to ask. So in the round of 16, we had Detailing Correct Job. Last weekend we had the Ogre map. What have we got this week? Have we got something?
I believe the really complicated and slightly SV oriented map. I cannot remember which one it is, but I want to say that it was where is it here? 10,000 tons of anonymous letters, I think. I don't know if we're going to see it. It was not banned, but I have a feeling it's just something that might sit.
Oh, okay, there's no yes.
Also, look at that deceivingly low star rating.
That note is beautiful. I feel like the world needs to know what it says. Would you like the honors?
I'll let you do it.
So yes, one of our notes for 10,000 tons of anonymous letters is hashtag it only gets worse. Sounds beautiful.
So,
Yeah, we
interesting
actually
choice.
went over that during the showcase.
Oh, I bet you did.
Yeah, that was an interesting map. Wanted to comment here on this song pick, Uchalcan Vivace. This is a very short song compared to some of the other stuff in the map pool here. So I'm a little surprised to see the United States team pick it when they've been doing exceptionally well on songs that are quite a bit longer in terms of length here. Goes without saying that mistakes will be emphasized tenfold compared to these longer songs where you have some time to recover. Yeah, we're already down to the last third of the song, and while it seemed like Australia was going to give the United States a run for their money early on, they are falling behind very quickly now.
Yes, as we approach the end of the map, it does look like United States are taking the score here.
Yeah, it's just seeing continuous accuracy drops, but it's not even mattering because Silly Beyond is just carrying with a 99.60. I mean, no one's even close. And Australia's best performer, Sankan Suki, not too far away from the lowest performer on the US team, Gingerman, at 97.50, dropping a little bit at the end there. Yeah, and with that, we are going to be 5-0 in favor of the United States, and they are now at match point.
Oh boy, looks like we are getting Squirterus this time.
Yeah, what we thought was going to get picked earlier actually finally did get chosen here.
Looks like this is one that Apocalypse Zombie wanted.
Yeah. I am a little surprised to see this, being that, again, you know, the longer picks have just generally gone well in favor of the United States team, and there were a couple of shorter picks still available. But, I mean, all things considered, I guess, you know, got to do what you got to do to try to get that point regardless of what you pick.
Oh, this could be fun to watch. This could be very fun to watch.
All right, and we are off with this potentially final song here. United States up 5-0 on Australia. Going on a 4-minute and 41-second drain time for this map. Let's see if Australia can pull something out here and prevent the sweep.
Pretty good stuff from both teams here. Although it does look like the first miss is actually going to come from Nivred, from the United States this time.
Yeah, a little bit of an early drop here. We've yet to actually get to the main part of the song, but never dropping again.
And Sankansuki. Wow. I did not expect that.
Now we're slowly building up here. We're going to start stepping it up, and here we go. Court streaming, letting loose.
I just love this. We're seeing misses from all the players, and then there's Silly Beyond. You guys are missing? Just let me enjoy my 1000 combo.
Yeah, Silly Beyond's been on his A game today.
Yeah, no joke. Some really impressive scores coming from him. He's picking a really good time to shine right now.
And just look at that accuracy.
Jeez.
That has to, what, be 200s at this point?
A couple more. This map's got a lot of notes in it. I would say that
Well,
at
I meant
99.92
so
he
far.
probably had like 4. Oh yeah, I was saying he probably had like 4 or 5 at that point. Probably more now. Sankansuki having a little bit of problems holding combo here, which is a little surprising because they've been the best performer on the Australian team consistently, and they're just not keeping up this time around.
Yes, when he picked the map, he didn't seem overly confident about this one.
He's holding pretty solid accuracy, though.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact he didn't want to play, I mean, he is still holding really well. He's still holding
Yeah, he's actually holding up better than Jinjin and Nibrad.
Seeing drops across the board in these court streams. The patterns are definitely getting a little bit rigid up here. And we're starting to see the insertion of Jax here, and that is starting to cause combo drops across the board even more frequently.
Yeah, looks like everyone's down to
all 6 players missing on the trill there.
I mean, this is your pretty close one. Closer than some of the other matches we've seen.
Yeah, we're down to the last, let's say, last fifth of the song or so. And still within 100,000 points, which is better for the long songs. I mean, we've seen those margins in the previous songs here.
And yeah, as we approach the end of the map, it does look like this is gonna go in the way of the United States.
Yeah, closing the map out here, and it's just shy of 100,000 points.
I still do like how even though Sankansuki didn't really want to even though it looked like he didn't really want to play this map, he did really well.
Yeah, Alkaline actually doing quite well there too, 98.6, just a hair above Sankansuki in terms of accuracy, but not overall in terms of score.
But yes, with that, Australia are now out of the Mania World Cup.
Yep, and United States winning this match. Let's get things clear here. They have won this match, but they have not completed the losers bracket in the semifinals. They are going to have to face the winners of the Japan and Indonesia match, which we will find out a little bit later today.
I'll be honest, yeah, I kind of want Japan to win that one just so I can see Japan versus United States. But anyway, the next match will be in around half an hour, and that will be China versus South Korea.
Exciting.
I think there's a lot of people looking forward to this one. I think there are a lot of people indeed. That means though, can you blame them?
No, not at all. I mean, 2 iconic Asian teams going up against each other here. China's been a really strong favorite for this particular World Cup. And of course, South Korea is just longtime favorites of the game in general. So, to have these 2 teams go head to head in a matchup, and keep in mind, also a winner's bracket encounter. So even though someone is going to lose this match, neither of these teams are going to be out of the tournament yet.
Do we want to do a quick half-hour Q&A?
Hey, I'm down for it.
That sounds like a yes.
Well, if the chat has questions, why not?
First
Chat has
question.
questions. We shall see if we have the answers.
First question, Q&A. Well, I don't know.
We'll pass. I just don't feel up for it. Do you think some of the players that you play with that fast of a scroll speed?
I could think of one.
Very few.
I know that Styan plays on 34, so
34. Oh my god.
yeah, it's pretty absurd.
I just play on like a measly 22, 23.
Host Live, what are the commentator scroll speeds? Well, I don't know if Deadbeat plays enough Mania to have anything in particular, but
Nope.
Zach mentioned, what, 23?
I bounce around 22, 23.
If
And
I
then
was to play, I think I would probably be playing on 16, 17.
And then I play at like 24, 25, 26 for 4 key. And then I play
Yeah,
at like 19 and 20 for 7 key.
I actually play at the same speed on both 4 and 7 key. Try not to ever go higher than 25.
Screen 8X asks, how well does 4 key and 7 keys translate with each other? This is actually a question that I've answered for a couple of other people, and it basically goes along this. If you start 7 key, you're going to have an easier time going to 4 key because you'll have implicitly established that muscle memory. Whereas if you're a 4 key player and you haven't really done anything outside of 4 keys, you're going to have a little bit of a problem, not only learning how to use your ring finger, but also using your thumb and trying to break the reading curve altogether. So definitely difficult.
Going from 4 to 5 key alone is really hard on its own.
Yep.
It's funny, I actually play 6 key better than I play 5 key.
I'm the same way.
I think I actually play 7 key better than 5 key as well.
That I cannot agree with, though.
I don't know, something about 5 key just does not agree with me.
Zati Deshu asks, why don't you put an easy mod map pool in OWC? It would be more difficult. That's not something I can answer personally. Maybe Deadbeat can give more of an answer on
There
that.
actually are a fair amount of people who would be fond of an easy pool. I just don't know if it would really be that great of an idea.
Oh, right.
It's just not something
yeah,
enough
easy
people
mod
play.
pool is, I think, something we did talk about, but I don't think there's enough
Demand for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see it, and I know a lot of other people would as well, but when you look at the mod that
it'd be
top pro players play, they play hidden, they play double time, they play hard rock. You don't really see that many people playing easy. So, it's just, I mean, you'll see people playing it during warm-ups, but for an actual mod bracket, I don't think so.
To go get a blanket, it's quite chilly over here. Will there ever be an official all-rounder tournament where teams have to compete in all 4 modes of Earth? It's a pretty cool idea, but I obviously couldn't answer myself whether or not something like that would ever
There's
exist.
actually been a tournament where that happened.
Neat.
Not an official one, though.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a official World Cup where it's multi-mode. Slide, if there is a 5th game mode of made, what do you think will be? Hopefully completed.
I think a lot of people know what that's probably going to end up being already.
Yeah. Bullet hell.
Coffee with sugar or coffee with salt? All about the salt. Nothing but salt. We're all salty here. Which one is your voice, Zach?
I believe it's this one.
No, we're going.
Pretty sure.
He's lying.
You can't prove that.
I wonder if we could.
What?
I wonder if we could prove that you're lying or not.
Good luck trying.
Conspiracy theories.
Any team you guys thought wouldn't get to this far? Ooh.
I personally am still surprised, and I no offense to you guys are great, but I'm actually really surprised to still see Poland right now.
For me... I don't know. If I had to pick it, oh man, I can't believe this. If I had to pick, I probably would have said Australia. I already feel bad just saying that, but
It's not like we mean offense or anything, it doesn't have to be a negative connotation or anything. It's good
I
to
know,
see
but
a team
it
that
just
far.
sounds like a negative thing anyway, even without the connotation. It just sounds negative. It's like, oh, I'm surprised they got there.
I just realized Poland and Philippines are up against each other, and they were both seed 4 in their respective groups during group stage. That's interesting.
How old is Osmania? Oh man, Osmania started. Well, I think it went public 2013, 2014.
Yeah, it was
Probably.
2013, I think.
Yeah. Where's Zetrot? Zetrot's currently not here.
He's
He
resting.
should be joining us tomorrow, though. He should be joining us tomorrow. Our comment is, which one of you has the longest OS history?
Deadbeat.
Yeah, I've been here 6.5 years.
Out of the 3 of us, at least.
Yeah, out of all of us, it would probably go Zetrot and Moktev, then me, I think.
I believe it definitely is Z-Trot.
I just don't know. I don't know if I got here before Pin or not. I should check. Okay, so Pin got here about like a week or so before I did.
No, just barely sniped.
Although he's been doing stuff for longer, probably.
Yes, he got here 11 days before I did. Yeah, Octave was same year but February, so they dropped Octave, Pin, then me. Ooh, this one I think is best suited for Halogen. Which team do you figure has best chance of surprising everyone and coming out with a win?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? I just wanted to make sure I actually understood the question there.
Which team do you think has the best chance of surprising everyone and coming out with a win?
Oh my, that is difficult. Oh man, looking at the roster here, I really wish I could go and say, hey, there's a chance that there's going to be an upset here. The highest, I don't even see a high chance of that happening. I hate to say that.
Closest match I can think of at the moment is probably Brazil versus Singapore.
Either that or Poland and Philippines. I mean, I'm not too sure about the 7-key team for Poland or for Philippines. I haven't seen too much of them. Brazil and Singapore is going to be a pretty good match, I think, though.
Which map was your favorite? Ooh.
I'm gonna have to say the round of 16 I think was my favorite map pool. Had really good diversity in maps, but also in songs. And I mean I've got to give credit to the map selectors here, because even though we didn't get the chance to see it, the tiebreaker for the round of 16, Tokyo Funka. Oh man, that map was amazing.
I call it Troop Stage.
That Tokyo Funka map is just wow.
Brazil versus America, that's what I want to see. That would be quite fun to watch. I mean, we're not going to, but it would be fun to watch.
Yeah, the only way that can happen is if both teams make it to the finals of the losers bracket. Yes, Jade Drago, the next Oceania 17 match is going to be China versus South Korea in the winners bracket. tiebreaker in the semifinals. So neither team is going to get eliminated from the tournament, but one of the two teams will fall to the loser's bracket.
Why are we so dead today? Because there are not as many questions as usual.
Yeah, this is the Q&A session. If you guys want the Q&A session to be alive, ask some questions.
Will we see a tiebreaker in the semifinals? Well, that depends. We obviously cannot answer that.
Yeah, man, wouldn't it be great to see another semifinal tiebreaker? We had it happen in the 4Key World Cup between, who was it, Malaysia and the Philippines. 5-5. And this tiebreaker is pretty hype. I mean, you can't get more hype than DJ Sharpnel.
Which two teams do you believe will make it to the grand finals? I'd honestly love to see China and Japan facing off in the grand finals. How about you,
Definitely.
Legend?
Could not agree more. I mean, I think those are the two teams to beat right now. They both have just an absolutely potent roster with players that are just out of this world, consistent, really strong in their own right. And I think that's going to be the ideal grand final situation. So another question here, favorite player to watch, favorite team to watch. As somebody who's been watching the World Cup from the sidelines, I've got to say it has been a blast to watch. I guess he's supposed to be called Malaysian Idiot, but him playing Flashlight throughout the tournament is just out of this world. I mean, every song, and that's just crazy to me.
Alright, I just got back, sorry, so I missed context.
You got a question. What do you think of Cookie Z? Yeah, pretty much. The hype has kind of just died down. It's just pretty much Cookie Z being Cookie Z.
Like, I think I'm one of the few people who will actually openly admit that I don't really care that much about him.
I'm honestly the same. Partially because I'm catch the beat.
It was pretty cool to see the freedom dive run, I'm not gonna lie. I managed to catch that live. That was definitely mind-blowing for me.
I remember watching Ruruchi Flashlight Miranesia live.
Okay, that would have been cool.
Oh man.
That was real. Like, it took him a lot of playing it over and over until he finally got it. But when he did, it was just so impressive watching that. Especially because he choked at like 1,000 combo like multiple times.
Oh gosh.
I think the closest thing I've seen was Shagon doing flashlight hidden on Odyssey, the Iris's map. But that was like years ago. How did these World Cups start in the first place? Who's up with some trivia?
Go for it. You'd be the one to do that.
Okay, so back in, I believe it was 2009, tournaments weren't exactly very popular. Like, you still find small ones and stuff, but an Italian player, Luna, who's now Blizz Lunatic, created this tournament with a bunch of other people called the Pulse World Cup. And the idea was, rather than having like random teams of whatever, you'd have teams of countries playing against each other. And it went popular like really fast. And yeah, then a few Taiko players started to get in on this. I think that was MF Chris and Lepidopodus, they got in on that. I think if I talking that close to the second Oswald Cup, and then after that Lockhip took over. And it just kind of all escalated from the tournament that Luna hosted.
That's pretty awesome when you have that kind of origination. You know, it starts as an idea and then it grows in popularity into something that is now very regular and very hyped up.
If I remember correctly, I think the first couple Catch the Beat World Cups weren't even held by staff at all.
I would have to go back and check. I don't actually remember who would have hosted it.
I'm pretty sure the 2013 Cup was held by a Canadian player named Louise.
I'm gonna have a look, because I actually don't remember, sorry.
And then after that, he would hold like some 2v2 tournaments, and then he eventually just quit and stopped holding tournaments.
Okay, so
makes
there's a
people
case
sad.
to be 2v2, which was hosted by Wheeze.
Yeah.
Okay, the first Case to Beat World Cup was hosted by Nyan Zeppo.
Ah, okay.
I feel like that's an old name.
It is. He's one of the older German players.
Zeppo Tixie?
Hmm?
I'm just looking at his older name.
Oh.
Zeppo Tikifi, I think it is.
He's been known as Neon Zappo for at least 2 or 3 years.
You know, he came third in the last Case to Beat World Cup, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the
Oh.
first one.
Here's a good question. someone's been wondering who's the person in Catch the Beat catching the fruits. That would be Yuzu, a character created by Z-Trot.
Yes, that was a combination between Zitra and Daru. Will a new system ever be implemented in World Cup, like round robin or single/triple elimination rounds? Well, we actually used to start off with single elimination. We didn't actually change until late 2014, I think it was. I think the first World Cup to use double elimination was the Oz World Cup 2014, I think? Something around there anyway. I highly doubt we'll change elimination methods. I think double elimination works best, to be honest. I think triple is too far and single can be a bit punishing.
Okay, I found the 2013 World Cup thread for Catch the Beat, and that was hosted by Wheeze, and Chile won that.
Oh, cool. As for round robins, I mean, we already have group stage, so I don't think there's going to be like any massive changes to how the tournament system works. I think a lot of the changes now will just be like smaller refinements. Because, I mean, what we've got now works really well, to be honest. Has there ever been any single player tournament or only team play World Cup style tournament? These World Cups, it's always been team based. I mean, there have been like smaller big tournaments, if that makes sense, that have had like one-on-one formats, but for these World Cups, it's always been teams. Also, Chile didn't win the first ever Oz World Cup, they won the first Catch the Beat World Cup. Who went up to the semi-final? Okay, so the teams that we have Australia, United States, China, South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, Taiwan, Malaysia, Poland, Philippines, Brazil, and Singapore.
Hello again.
We also have Halogen.
He's an entire team.
Yes.
Like, he's an entire team as well.
Oh wow, we're only 3 minutes out from this next match.
You know what I'd actually really like to see? If we got Halogen versus another team, and then we just times Halogen's score by 3 and see who actually wins.
He'll just get 1 million.
I did that again recently. Stop.
Didn't you once almost get 1 million points in multiplayer?
What's gonna number points in the Mania World Cup?
I think I saw a screenshot once, and you had only a single 300.
I've done it twice. I got a single 300 on Anemone, and then I got
the other one on
200
Dear You
on-
or something.
No, Dear You was me doing it just on my own. The other one that I got was 2 300s on Candy Galley's Hard, and I did that in multiplayer. It was actually somewhat humorous because I had the opportunity to pick the ranking maps for Mania this month, or for the December ranking, and I ended up picking Kairos in the Space-Time, which was a spy map, and I mentioned that, you know, this would be an accuracy war, and I put at the end of it 1 million point scores, anyone? And I sent that to Onosaki on the 14th of January, and then I proceeded to get 1 million on it on like the 22nd. Whoops.
Well played.
In other words, he's a monster.
Didn't mean it, didn't mean it.
What do you think about a fantasy draft style tournament? Teams of 3, card pick players from your own World Cup team. Fantasy could be fun.
Interesting.
I've tried a few fantasy leagues before, but I've never really been good at them. I suppose if I tried them again, I might be better, but initial reaction was kind of not that great.
Yeah, we've got our teams filed in here. This match is going to get underway very shortly. At least the warm-ups are.
Do you guys ignore some questions? We ignore really bad questions, like ones we shouldn't really answer, but if we did ignore a question, there's also a chance we just missed it. I mean, that can happen.
Oh my.
Oh, okay.
Okay, indeed.
Yeah.
Let's rehash the epic ending of the Ost World Cup once more. It's a shame that this match is actually not China and the US, because that would just be so much more chilling.
Alright, here we go.
All right, and off we go. Quite the hefty star rating on this warm-up, 7.85 stars.
Sounds good.
We're
Sounds
also gonna
good.
see that. We're also going to see a modded play by Degeneracy here.
Have we seen this pick before? No. What? Oh right, it's the Alright, never mind. I was just thinking the background looks really familiar, and it's the I can't remember the artist is, but it was Burn This Moment to the Eyes of My Retina.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, core shit, I believe.
Ah yes, bullshit.
Wow, those are really, really rude patterns. Oh man, let this be an indicator of how the matches are going to be. Look at the score gap.
Who picked this anyway?
I don't know.
It was South Korea. Oh no, it was China. China picked this one. I think it's also worth pointing out the obligatory Degeneracy hidden pick, or hidden mod usage.
Yeah. Also sporting the best score on the China team.
Yeah, that'd be sound.
Best accuracy, I apologize. Starting with the best score, but Degeneracy actually having the highest accuracy there.
I guess it comes down to Rainbow 300s?
Definitely there. Playing on hidden in Mania is incredibly impressive to me, just because the threshold of which the playfield is covered just shifts and grows larger and larger, and it's just so hard to tolerate that personally.
I really like the rhythm of the song though. You could do some really fun stuff with this song.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and when you have 7 keys, I mean, so much more real estate to just manipulate patterns and all that stuff. Like, you can much more appropriately convey the intensity of this song with 7 lanes. Now, what started off as a rather low score gap has definitely spread out quite a bit.
Yeah, this is definitely going to towards China now.
My only hope is that perhaps this map is a bit too hard to be reflective of what we might see in actual pools, because the map started rather close.
I mean, at the same time, this is a warm-up, so... And not to mention the fact that it was also China's pick, so they were probably better prepared.
Yeah, fair enough. Like I said, the star rating on this is quite a bit higher than anything in the pool, so...
Let me just star ramming. This does just generally look more difficult than what we've seen so far.
Absolutely.
Star rating, while a nice helpful guide isn't, an absolute.
Yeah, Mania players could definitely empathize with that point that it's not the best of indicators. Man, those chords, chord jacks, chord streams, ooh.
That is a pretty decisive score gap right there.
Yeah, 170,000 points or so. Starting having a little bit of fun there. Same with Seon Ray, actually.
Yeah.
A little bit of key play there, always a little fun to have.
What do you miss? Or, you know, get a bunch of 50s instead.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
You have. Yeah, so let's see how the South Korean warm-up goes. So I think if China kind of comes on top there as well, then that will probably give a better indication for how this match is going to go.
I agree. Also, China dress, is that actually going to be the warm-up play?
I believe so.
I wonder if that's an indicator on its strategy, because China Dress does have some SVs. Perhaps they're trying to mentally prepare themselves for, you know, a shifting playfield. Penn's comment.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, waiting for confirmation on whether or not this is going to be the warm-up and who's going to be playing in it.
I think we're just waiting for everyone to ready up. Oh, we got a no mapper.
Ah, that's why.
There we go.
And also worth noting that we actually did lose Rose and substituted for Crisp. So getting another person into the warm-up action here, certainly not a bad idea.
Alright, there we go. Looks like everyone has them. I wonder who actually didn't have them. I'm kind of curious to know now.
I just realized something. This China dress was mapped by Seon Ray. So this is actually different from the group stage version that we saw.
Yes, I didn't think it would be the same one.
I was just surprised to see it because it was, you know, same song. It didn't make much sense to me at first, but I didn't bother to think that maybe it could be a different map.
Well, it's not like it's an uncommon song, but it's actually not exactly new either. It was actually since last year in July.
Ah, so it's been around for a little while.
I was kind of thinking along the lines of like, oh yeah, I was say I'm remapped this play uploaded the last few days or so. Maybe not, no. I may have been a bit wrong there.
See, now seeing the results of this excites me slightly because, you know, very close scores, but this map difficulty itself looks a little bit like the semifinals, perhaps a little bit easier, but we're seeing some little technical blips here that might be comparable. And these score gaps are very desirable for the tournament setting.
Yeah, this feels a lot closer to a semi-finals netball than our last lovely little pick.
Yeah, like this might be something you'd see in the quarterfinals potentially, but either way, this is much more appropriate than Furiosa Melodia was.
Wow, everyone handled those long notes quite well, actually.
Yeah, hitting the walls of long notes and shields with them, just no issues whatsoever.
This is gonna be good fun. I'm gonna enjoy this matchup.
I hope so. We could definitely go without a clean sweep once in a while, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it looks like we finally have a miss right in the end of the map from Sound Ray.
Bow down to your maker.
Oh wait, no, here was the second one. I missed Lang Fang's early miss. Oh, okay.
That's a rather good roll.
29 to 92.
So just got word that it should be pronounced Sunray. So
See, I had a feeling it might have been Sunray, but I wasn't
Duly
sure
noted.
or not.
credit to Jinjin for giving me that quick note there.
So for that Sion Ray guy.
Sunray.
Oh, looks like we got Entime and Zen. Alright.
Trying to see what they mean by Zen there.
I'm not quite sure either.
End time, definitely. Yeah, I'm not too sure what that other ban is.
Oh, okay. Be my pit.
Ah, okay. They don't want to have that stamina pick. Be My Pet's definitely strenuous. It's high speed and it's pretty relentless.
And looks like South Korea are going to go for the more standard Phantom Ensemble and Gary Tensei band. I don't think we'd be surprised to see both those stand up, to be honest.
Yeah, Phantom Ensemble, not surprising. Garyu Tensei. I would have thought there were some more appropriate bands there, but that's actually neat because it leaves some of the more unorthodox maps available.
Well, looks like we're going to be having Apollon first.
Yeah, Sunray dropping the Apollon pick. This is going to be great. We've seen that both teams can handle chord streams pretty well here. So this map could be decided on the jacks at the end. And one thing we can definitely say is both of these teams have very good accuracy. I think South Korea might have a very slight edge in terms of overall rainbow accuracy, but it's going to be really contingent on how well they hold combo against China if they win, or for them to win anything. Both teams are definitely very solid here. I'm really hoping that we can get through this match without a sweep, and I think this is the match that has the highest chance for there to not be a sweep, and that's good because, you know, you're talking two really high-tier teams here.
It looks like we were held up a bit because one of the players couldn't put head-on on.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. You can't keep that away from degeneracy. No, no, no.
No. Alright, well here we go with China versus South Korea. This should definitely be good.
Get hype. China versus South Korea. This is probably going to be one of the more intense matches we have here. Let's hope it stays nice and close.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Wow, surprising drop from CERN right at the beginning.
Yeah, very surprising to see Sin the first one to miss. Normally he's the consistency powerhouse, but
oh man, I'm loving this score gap.
what score gap?
That exactly.
The lack,
the lack there.
Oh no, about 7k.
Yeah, this
yeah, I mean,
is
7k
really
is not bad. They could definitely change with the miss from South Korea, probably.
Wow, everybody hitting through that transition of chords into the next chorus here, and the lead is not changing. South Korea's ahead right now. 5 players still holding a full combo right now. A drop is crucial here.
Are they going to though?
Wow! Not a single player missing through the bursts. And they're comboing through the jacks. This is great.
Okay, yeah, this is hyping up to be a really good match.
Degeneracy with the drop. Another drop at the end. And South Korea's going to take the first point. Guys, there's the point that I was talking about. Look at the accuracy comparison. South Korea's got China edged out on consistency maps in terms of accuracy. Oh wow. Jacket's double S the map.
Yeah, he double S it.
Oh my goodness.
Even more than that, I mean, just look at the amount of normal 300s. Less than 200.
Wow. Oh man, guys, get hype. This is going to be great.
I'm sad this isn't ranked, because that would have been a top score right there.
Yeah, no doubt. And without any hesitation, we're getting a Starlog pick. Now, a quick question here. Whose pick was this? I did not catch it.
China.
Ah, interesting. Okay. It's so interesting to me seeing long note picks because you look at these teams and both teams are good at that. Like, neither team is going to show weakness in long notes here. This is going to be another really close match.
Oh, this is one of the longer maps, isn't it?
Yeah, almost 5 minutes this one. An interesting thing too is even though this song is a long note oriented pick, we saw in the previous match that some players are actually having issues with the reduced SVs here. So that's going to be something to take care of between the long notes. Hitting the first chorus, and South Korea's got a very, very small lead, under 10,000 points. A lot of song left to go here, but accuracy shining through.
So far, there's only been the one early miss from Zhang Fan. So, I mean, this is still really close, and another miss could swing this.
Substantial consistency on the South Korean team. 99.93, 99.89, and then a double S. I mean, that is a wall of consistency there.
You know, Jakude's been playing really well today.
A game is an understatement.
Bringing his double S game.
Getting
Uh,
some lag here, or is it just me?
we should be back in a bit. Silly lags. There we go. Alright.
Hoping we get everybody back here. It's a little concerning when you see a player not come back immediately.
Yeah. He should be good though. I'm just gonna continue assuming he's still on double S.
Yeah, I did a quick picnic. Hitting the second chorus halfway through, and very, very small lead. Still in favor of South Korea, but not by much. Sunray and Rose still holding above 3,000 combo here.
Oh, Jakude did actually break his double S. That's a shame. I would have liked to have seen that.
All three players in South Korea performing pretty equally here. I mean, all of them within 0.1% of one another. And I mean, this lead is extremely small. It looks like it's only a couple thousand, actually.
Yo, I mean, it's essentially been like that the whole time.
This solo is quite nasty. This could be a lead shift here.
We will have to see. We will have to see. But it looks like about a 5,000 score gap at the moment.
Yeah, 5,200 points, it looks like. So that's what I have now, but I'm also kind of stuck. There we go.
You know, 5,000 is very little. China could definitely make.
Oh, this score gap, man.
Oh, China's taking the lead after a miss from Sunray. Oh,
CERN taking a
wow.
hit there too. There's still some time left with how short that lead is.
Weaver is 2,000 and it's flickering back to South Korea.
Oh, no.
Oh, that miss from CERN is proving to be fatal.
Oh man, the score gaps. It's so tiny. A mistake can still be the end of it here. There's enough map to shift.
And another miss from Degeneracy that might sink it.
Jack has taken a miss of his own. This lead gap is just tiny.
I don't know if there's enough time. I think it's going to go to Korea. I think it's going to Korea. Despite the 1,000 score gap, I think this is going to be going to Korea. Oh no!
Degeneracy with a last minute miss there, but wait, what's going on here? Oh, Korea takes it by 1,400 points!
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
I thought China might have had it because right at the end it started flickering again. Like, no, are they actually gonna take it? And
guys, let that sink in, okay? On a situation where the max score for a team is 3 million points, that song was decided. by 1,300. 1,300.
Oh dear, I think we spoiled it.
I don't even understand how. I've not changed any of my settings after I was told that we were having spoilers last time. Like, I set our stuff back quite a bit.
I never understand how this works, why that does that.
It's just like a desynchronization issue.
Honestly, anyway, looks like we're going to be Suno RHTL.
Fast, very fast map.
Which I don't think we saw last time.
No, we did not.
Yeah, we didn't wait. Yeah.
This map is definitely tiring.
Ooh, good.
South Korea up 2-0 against the China team, who were favorites to take the whole thing by a number of people here.
Alright, well, let's see how this one goes.
Degeneracy off to a little bit of a rough start there.
Yeah, what a PSO. Hopefully with the use of the hidden one, though, he can recover from that.
Oh, those patterns are so jarring.
And your Joker Day is still on 100% accuracy. Oh no, there we go. Okay, he finally broke it.
With a speed pick, I was expecting China to be hanging on a little bit better here. But Korea's just showing, hey, you know, we're not just all about accuracy. We can hang with the speed stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, Chris finally having a break here from the South Korean team, but it does look like Joker Day and Sunray are still going really strong. But just Joker Day.
Yeah, Sunray taking a drop there. And interestingly enough, the Chinese team is building a massive combo, but their accuracies are not stable enough, so the lead is still growing in favor of South Korea.
Yeah, but when you look at the actual accuracy of South Korea, we've got 99.67, 99.98, and 99.71.
Yeah, it just goes to show, even though China's holding combo, they're not doing it effectively.
Yeah, I mean, their accuracy is good, don't get me wrong, but the highest accuracy on China is still lower than the lowest on South Korea. I think if China wants to take this one, they're going to have to rely on South Korea accuracy tanking.
Yeah, and that's a big, big request. I mean, they are playing fantastic today. Degeneracy.
Yeah, looks like we have some misses from Degeneracy and Sunray.
Yeah, they traded off.
We're also seeing the miss from Chris, but I think a lot of this is too little too late. I mean, South Korea are around 30,000 points ahead, and I don't think China can make that up in the last, what, 20 seconds?
Yeah, even less than that. There's not too much time left here.
Yep, that is going to be a third point for South Korea, although... No, okay, so the score gap stayed about the same. Oh, no, actually, we're not about 45, okay. So yeah, it actually got more in favor of South Korea right at the end anyway.
I think I just saw CERN call for the map that we've been wanting to see here. 10,000 tons of anonymous letters is being picked.
Oh boy. Is this the hashtag it only gets worse?
Yes, it is.
It is.
I think China's starting to get a little bit fed up. They might try to turn the heat up a little bit in terms of technical maps now. They're losing on more consistent picks. Yeah, like they're losing on more consistent picks. They need to switch up their game. They've definitely got a strong team that is more than capable of hanging with the South Korean team. But South Korea is bringing their game, and they cannot just be complacent now. They've got to get aggressive. Seeing a swap out, Degeneracy is actually leaving us, and who's going to be coming in? And we're going to see Rose. Rose? No, that's Haley.
Trying to get you some outside assistance from South Korea.
Yeah, that was a little strange.
Okay, so Crisp is leaving for Rose, and Degeneracy is still staying.
Gotcha. There we go.
Well, incoming in 10,000 tons of hype as we get ready to start this. Go.
Oh man, this map is a thing.
That background drawing style is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Very, very nicely done.
I really enjoy those sorts of styles of drawings and shading and stuff. It's very nice indeed. Just not sure what the term I'm looking for is.
Man, this map is brutal. I mean, not only is it long note oriented, but unlike some of the other long note oriented maps, I mean, this map has brutal release timing. There's all sorts of long notes, and you might hit multiple notes at the same time, but you can best believe that in almost every case, you're not releasing at the same time. And that makes it really tough to contend with. And then, you know, to make matters worse, of course, you've got these SVs all over the place.
This was a Chinese pick.
Yeah, and it's proving to not be effective. Korea has definitely done their practice on this map. Nobody faltering on the SVs there.
Meanwhile, just like Zhang Feng did have a little bit of issues as he has dropped her combo. Well, it was a bit of a while ago, so I mean, he is catching up, so.
Yeah, very, very small score gap here.
Well, I mean, that seems to be the case for most maps we've been seeing here.
It's a very refreshing change.
Very welcome one as well.
A little scale to sneak in there and try to catch somebody off guard. It didn't work, though. Everybody's still holding combo right through that.
Like how it sounds like the entire song has changed. Oh boy, and looks like we're getting misses from Zhang Feng, Rose, and Sunray.
Yeah, misses from two players on the South Korea team actually narrows the gap a little bit. Some more misses could be crucial in either direction here.
Yeah, I think we're down to about like a 20-ish K lead now, maybe less.
Definitely less than that. I think we're hovering around 15K.
It's really hard to tell with both scores advancing so fast. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think this one's looking to go to South Korea as well. Wow.
This match is not turning out how I expected at all.
It's not turning out
it's
how
really
anybody
close,
expected.
but I mean, it's still a really close match. But I mean,
my goodness. With that win, South Korea now has a commanding lead over China in this match, 4-0 right now. Every match or every song in this match has been very, very close.
I think we may have underestimated South Korea a little bit here.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we've been
talking
a lot about how China's a really strong team and how they're a really good contender for taking this, and here they are getting clean sweep by South Korea.
Yeah, all of these gaps very small. I mean, Apollon was the largest gap at 41,000. Okay, Starlog, almost 5-minute song, determined by 1,400 points. Then Cherno decided by 37,000 points, and then this one only decided by 13,000.
Nearly 14, but yeah. But it looks like we're going to be having Crow Solace coming up next for the Korean team.
I like this pick a lot. They sat there and picked Cherno, thinking, okay, let's do a speed pick. Maybe this will be enough. And it wasn't fast enough. So they go ahead and pick Crow Solace, which is even more forceful in terms of speed, to see, well, if you can do that, then let's see if you can do this as well.
Worth noting this was actually banned last time.
Yeah, we did not get to see this map, and rightfully so. This map is harsh in terms of speed here. Definitely going to be a test of how well Crisp and Sunray hang on. We already know that Jacades is just overall really, really strong as a player.
Oh, this is not looking good.
All the players having not too many issues with the chords here, but now they're hitting the delay streams, which are extremely fast.
Yeah, I can kind of see why this was, I can see why this was banned last time around.
We've got flux coming everywhere. All of the players dropping except for Jacades. The lead is still in favor of South Korea, though.
I mean, it's still relatively close, and the miss from Jacades will narrow that score gap a little bit. And there is still definitely time to catch up, especially with Sunray missing as well. Although there is still a bit of a gap, about 23,000 points.
Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of time to breathe here, but it's not going to be too much. Oh, no. Let's hope that wasn't a legitimate disconnection here and just a desynchronization from the client.
No, I think that was a DC. That is not good. I think that pretty much just like eliminates China's chance of taking the point here.
What a shame. CERN really stepping up game here. There might have been a shot. Look at that combo going.
I'm gonna have a look at the score gap. What? This doesn't sound right. What?
That's strange.
Huh?
You think that's strange? You should see the MP link.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking right at it.
Okay, guys, for those of you who aren't actually looking at the MP link, Zhang Feng submitted a score of 661,228 points for the red team.
So not only did the map not conclude properly, but the score is submitted for the wrong team. I mean, either way, likely was going to go to South Korea. I don't think they would have filled that score gap, but nonetheless, that is still very strange.
Here's the thing, though. I think if he had actually kept playing, that might have been a win for China.
He needed to get a pretty high score to get up there. I think he needed something along the lines of like a 965,000 point score. So it's possible.
It was very possible.
Meanwhile, we are actually on match point for South Korea, and it's looking like we're going to be doing Satori Third Eyes. I really, really hope there are no players here who play with key sounds disabled, because that will be a massive problem, as this map is key sounded.
Yeah, he would need 967,573 points.
Pretty high score. Certainly not impossible. I mean, Shangfan at the disconnection point was on pace for a 99% score, so it could have happened. All right, and we are off.
First time I've seen this one as well.
Yeah, definitely a cool song, being that it's completely key sounded. Props to the mapper for putting that kind of effort in.
I always wondered how hard it would be to actually make a fully key sounded map.
Oh, the amount of effort it takes is absolutely brutal.
Apparently, the hit sounds are disabled on the stream.
Oh no, they are listening to pure silence.
It's actually not pure silence, but there's very little going on. Just creepy ambient noises.
Hitting the
Should be
halfway point
fixed now.
here, but we're talking less than 1,000 points here. China's really got to hold that consistency the best they can.
Well, hopefully they can,
Well-
because there were two misses from South Korea with Crisp and Sunray missing there. That lead is actually going to go to China.
That lead is by
I think this is
1,000 points.
I think this is the first time. I think this is the first time China have had a lead this early, a stable lead this early.
Yeah, Sunray dropping a little bit more, and it's a 5,000 point lead in favor of China right now. They got to hold on. The patterns keep getting harder and harder between the long notes and single taps here. If there were any time for China to really establish their consistency, it would be now, to save their tournament life. And South Korea is chasing them down.
I think this is actually going to go to China. I think
Oh, this is close.
The comeback is real.
China take their first
Whoa.
point at a crucial moment.
Very good job preventing the sweep there. That was a little nerve-wracking for China there, keeping a really small lead, but they managed to hold on.
China are not out. They have saved themselves.
Yeah, it is 5-1 now. Wait, what's going on here? Has the point not been officially given?
I think someone's score hasn't quite submitted yet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're saying Degeneracy's score has not submitted.
That's not good.
It should still be a point for
I'd hope
for
so.
China.
It should definitely be a point for China. We were able to see results out of that.
And you can't be lagging that bad. I mean, you got a pretty nice roll there.
And he's still there.
Yeah, point is definitely going to China. We've got confirmation.
All right, good. So in this case, 5-1 right now. Dream is still alive.
I don't remember who picked. Okay, so Cern actually picked that. So this is going to be a South Korean pick now.
Let's hope they can use that point to build up some momentum.
Definitely. They need it now. That's a morale shift here. I'm wondering if we're going to see was Oceanus left in play?
It was.
I have a feeling that could be a potential pick here. It is a bit on the longer side, but it's quite consistent.
We're still waiting for Degeneracy. Oh man.
Yeah, Degeneracy's there. Definitely not disconnected as they were talking in the chat, but for whatever reason, it's not submitting properly.
Yeah, I mean he can roll, he can type and everything. It's just
Degeneracy should really stop wasting those really good rolls.
yeah,
Rolled an
he's
81, 78.
gonna go into the next match and like roll a 3. I'm still loving the Mary Poppins spot though. That was a good movie. I kind of want to watch it again now. Then again, I'm pretty sure now that I'm older, the corniness will definitely get to me. Alright, there we go. Alright. So as soon as Degeneracy gets kicked, the bot kicks in. Excellent.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there we go.
now at this point we're waiting for the next song pick here, and this is going to be South Korea's pick.
Yeah, so that's not good for China. I mean, they definitely got a point, which is really good for them. But it's still a match point for South Korea, and now it's their pick. And they're going to go for Squirterus. Squirtruser.
Yeah, 4 minutes 43 seconds. Another longer pick here. Rolling the dice a little bit.
Oh, looks like everyone's here.
Yep. Looks like they're having some slight technical issues though.
Seems to be working now.
I think they're actually in a slight issue there, because I did notice that Sunray just suddenly had like 5 lines appear at the same time, so
Yeah, here we go again. Match point still for South Korea here. See if China can continue to defend themselves and climb up the mountain here.
I really want them to. I mean, imagine the hype if they came back and brought the sword tiebreaker. Imagine the hype.
That would be fantastic.
That would be beautiful. Yeah, so it looks like we have a pretty good start from both teams here. Everyone's still holding a double S.
Yeah, still in the interlude here. We're going to definitely have to wait for the map difficulty to pick up. And Degeneracy with the early miss, that is not the way you want to start this map.
No.
All right, and here we go with the chord streaming and begin this song and see if we can get any score lead separation here.
Yeah, I mean, it's still really close at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you've got 6 players of this caliber, every single mistake is amplified so much more. I mean, the lead right now is trivial. A single mistake and that lead switches immediately.
Well, I mean, we had one mistake from each team so far. We had the early miss from Degeneracy, and we had an early miss from Sunray as well.
All the players performing really, really well under the pressure here. Yeah, we're about a third of the way in, and it's about a, what, 5,000 point lead? 6,000 points, it looks like, actually. All the players growing their combo here. Oh man, the tension. The first drop is going to cause that lead to shift.
And there it is.
That's by Crisp, but actually not enough. Crisp's accuracy as a whole is not going to cause a huge dent in the score gap.
Well, what about the miss from Jackie there, along with Cerns? I mean, they do kind of trade there, but I do think that does favor China more than South Korea there.
Yeah, definitely in that case.
I mean, it would have been much more desirable for China to just have Jackie there miss there and have Cern keep going, but I think they can live with that trade a bit there.
Sunray, excuse me, busting out his best game right now, 99.89%, just killing it at the moment.
And there does seem to be another miss from Chris. I mean, that's definitely going to close the score gap even more, but it's still in favor of South Korea. Their accuracy game is just too strong.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for China.
Yeah, especially with the miss from Degeneracy and the entire everyone just dropped.
That
Okay.
one-handed troll is catching everybody, and respectably so. It is fast.
Degeneracy though dropped way harder than anybody else.
Who did, sorry?
Degeneracy.
Oh, yeah, he did drop a bit there. I got really worried because, like, China just completely dropping like that is not good, and then South Korea decided to follow suit.
Here. It's extremely close. Players are still holding combo after that drop in the trills, but
yeah, it's still in favor of South Korea. They keep missing, but they just don't relinquish the score lead.
yeah,
They are not going to give that up without a fight.
overall accuracy is in favor of South Korea. Drop by Crisp there. It's a little close to the ending here. This score gap is tiny, but it might be just a little too late.
Yeah, I think it's probably a... Oh... We'll have to wait and see, but it's flicking a bit actually, I think. Is that going to go to China?
I'm not sure. We gotta wait till the end here.
Oh no! Is it going to go to China or South Korea? I can't tell.
Neither can I.
This is so close. I actually don't know who's going to take it. Oh no.
Oh, we've got
I think
a
South
bit of
Korea's
desync
going to take it
here.
right at the end. Oh no.
Yeah. South Korea takes it by
no.
6,000. Wow.
China had it
China
right
has
at
been
the end.
China has been defeated 6-1 by South Korea.
That is not what I was expecting.
Congratulations to the Korean team busting out their best game for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredibly close match for sure, but that was really intense. Oh man. What more could you ask for, really?
No, I mean, yeah, the gaps and everything were just really close. No blowout.
Alrighty, well, we have again half an hour until the next match, I believe, which will be another big one, Japan versus Indonesia. Yeah, I think this time instead of the Q&A, we'll take a bit of a quick break just to grab
Just
food.
half an hour.
Yeah, grab food, get a bit of a walk, have a bit of a stretch. So yes, we will be back in about half an hour for Japan versus Indonesia. Get hyped for that, guys, and we will see you later. Soon. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. already. Come and say, come on, let's go, come spend some time with me. And no matter what them a do, and no matter what them a say, yeah. My love for you, that will never go away, yeah. Hold me little closer and say no time to play, yeah. Make we just come out.
Alright guys, we have a bit of an update with the Japan vs Indonesia match. We will sadly be delaying the match by an extra hour. Okay, so yes, just to reconfirm, the match will be an hour later, just to make the match happen, and we will be cutting the stream for the time being. We will be back about 10 AM UTC time, so we will see you then.